As the hooding ceremony student speaker, it is an honor and privilege to stand here before you, having been given the opportunity to address this monumental and significant moment on behalf of my class. In receiving such an honor, I ask myself, how can I properly capture our experiences and provide insight that would be a little bit more abstract than maybe the obvious reasons for why we are here today. In doing so, I discovered that the best way that I can go about doing that is to discuss a subject near and dear to my heart: math. But before I make everyone listen to me go on a rant about statistics, I want to take a moment to recognize our friends and family who have traveled to be here with us on our special day. Let's hear it for them. You see, tonight is just as much a celebration of their efforts as it is ours. You give us encouragement when we feel overwhelmed, an open ear when we need to vent, and the belief in ourselves when we experience doubt or defeat. We will never be able to repay this debt, and we can only hope that our accomplishments make you proud. All right, now let's get to the math conversation. What are the chances? What are the chances that a Jewish kid from the northwest suburbs of Chicago, a grandson of a Holocaust survivor, would attend a private Franciscan Catholic university and would be chosen to speak at graduation weekend here in Sioux City, Iowa? It's a lot to process there, but probably pretty slim. And while this is a pretty interesting question itself, there is a different question that I want to explore together here with you this evening, and it goes like this. What are the chances that we are all here today in Sioux City, Iowa, to celebrate our collective achievement of graduating from physical therapy school? Now, as it turns out, there haven't been many peer-reviewed studies at determining these odds. However, I was determined to find some answers, and so I reached out to our friends over at the Physical Therapy Centralized Application Service, PTCAS, you all remember them, to see if they could help. And I'm glad that I did, because they sent me a copy of the 2015-2016 applicant data report. Now, I don't have it with me here tonight, but after I sifted through the 76-page document, I discovered the following information. If we add up the number of people who applied to physical therapy school, we land on the number 18,475. On average, each applicant applied to 6.2 programs, so there were approximately 114,545 applications for the 201 physical therapy programs across the country, with the ultimate goal of filling 9,059 spots. So for those of you keeping up with the math, on a growth scale, each one of us had just shy of an 8% chance of getting something. Now, of course, this is more than just a pure numbers game. There were a number of other factors taken into consideration, starting with our grades and GRE test scores. After taking those values into account, there were a total of 67,223 letters of recommendation submitted for review. If we made it past this first threshold and didn't get weeded out yet, we were then further evaluated on skills ranging from communication and critical thinking to how we manage stress and time. Leaving out other wild cards such as age, race, gender, religious affiliation, hometown, or even the decision to attend Briar University if offered the opportunity to do so. The odds were therefore, at the very most, 0.001%. Now, assuming my math is accurate, I would like to put these numbers into perspective. The odds of winning tickets in the lottery to the Broadway show Hamilton are about 0.002%. So, I hope you entered that lottery because there's a much better chance of you being at the matinee than there is of you being here with us right now. And so be it mathematically, logically, or however else you wish to view life, it should not make sense that we are here gathered today. Yet, to everyone in this room, and to anyone who has ever interacted with us outside of the nose, us graduating here today makes perfect sense. We worked so hard to get in, to stay in, and to complete all the required tasks so that we will leave with something incredible to show for our efforts. Class of 2019. Our professors took a chance on themselves when they came together to build the foundation of this program. They took a chance on us, giving us the opportunity to pursue our dreams of becoming physical therapists. But our chance came with an asterisk because, as we all know, we took a pretty big chance in the accreditation process, knowing that there was a slight risk that this might not go according to plan. But it did. Despite all the chances for failure, we accepted these vulnerabilities, worked together through each obstacle, and made it work. I'm so proud of each and every one of us for taking a leap of faith and committing to this program, for believing in each other each step of the way, and for fulfilling all the responsibilities that lead us here today. I will never forget the day when I took my own leap of faith on Briar University. Back on June 1st, 2015, when I reached out to Dr. Nelson to learn more about this program. 1,440 days later, here we are at our graduation weekend. Never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined that one phone call could have led to this day, to this weekend, and to this incredible 3-year life-changing journey. We were the first full cohort to graduate from this program, to have had the opportunity to share this experience with my classmates and professors, and for my classmates and I to have had the chance to share it with our friends and family makes today so incredibly special. Class of 2019. Back at the raincoat ceremony, I spoke about how it felt like that was our big moment. And did. Felt pretty good about ourselves. But 2 years makes a big difference. Since receiving our white coats, we have finished all of our classes. We've treated patients in the pro bono clinic, and as of last week, finally completed all of our clinical rotations. During that time, some of us studied diligently, took the PT board exam, and passed. Some of us have already been accepted into residency programs, and some of us have already secured jobs. During that time, some of us really struggled, experienced turmoil and distress in our personal lives, and some things didn't go as we had originally planned. Regardless of what has happened in the past, regardless of what will happen in the future, the bottom line is that we are here today to celebrate an extraordinary achievement that we set out to accomplish together 3 years ago. Class, take a moment to reflect upon your time as a second-year student. What was your most memorable moment during year 2? Don't worry, I won't call anyone to talk about it, but think about it. I know mine. Without a doubt, it was my 27th birthday. Now, for those of you who may not know me on a personal level, I'm not the biggest birthday person, but I will never forget February 6th, 2018. While it was definitely the last time we would all go out together on Tuesday night, what really sticks out to me is what transpired in the classroom. This was the day of our TED Talks. We were assigned to write a speech that essentially addressed our why. Why do you want to be a physical therapist? Now, this was unlike any other assignment we had in therapy school. The instructions were pretty open-ended, which had some of us type A personalities, and I'm looking at you, freaking out a little bit more than others because we weren't sure how we were going to be graded or what the actual requirements were of the speech. On top of that, not everyone thoroughly enjoys public speaking. So when we found out that we had to speak in front of our entire class, in front of our professors and faculty, and in front of some of the members of the class of 2020, which, by the way, I see some of you here tonight, we greatly appreciate your support. All this just seemed to heighten everyone's anxiety levels. Together, we channeled this stress into a day that I will never forget. We collectively turned an assignment into an opportunity to be vulnerable by sharing our individual stories, revealing our motivations for becoming physical therapists. Now, I can only speak for myself, but I'm pretty sure we experienced every human emotion that day. As we listened to our classmates speak, we learned about another more deeply. We laughed, we cried, some of us laughed until we cried, and we embraced each individual's why. That day, I remember feeling that our collective bond strengthened greatly, and I had that same feeling as I stand here with all of you today. You see, moments like these don't last very long, and more times than not, the chances of us remembering the specifics of what was said are pretty low. And please, don't ask me what those odds are, because I've bored you with enough math already today. That said, we do have a tendency to remember moments based on how they make us feel. Our shared experiences during our physical therapy journey are what we will carry with us for the rest of our lives. Class of 2019. About a month ago, many of you celebrated Easter with friends and family, while I celebrated Passover with mine. It is to my understanding that each year, people gather to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus, who, by the way, was a Jew. So you could say that both these holidays were a pretty big deal to them. This year, Easter and Passover overlapped, as the first night of Passover landed on Good Friday. Now, what are the chances of that happening, you might ask? I can't tell you the exact percentage. However, I can tell you that it will not happen again until the year 2113. So, what exactly is Passover? How is it celebrated? Why am I telling you all this? Dan, you want to tell them or you want me to do it? I got you. Passover is both the most celebrated Jewish holiday of the year and the holiday voted most likely to elicit a groan. People groan when they consider Passover dietary restrictions. They groan when they think of all the preparations involved. I see my grandparents and my mom nodding their heads, they agree with me. But the irony behind the moaning, groaning, and fetching is that in some ways, this is exactly what you're supposed to feel. Now, does this remind us of anything that we felt in the last 3 years? How many times have we moaned about studying, groan about tests, complain about clinicals, and special discussion notes? A lot of bobbleheads. I'll guess back here, so it's a lot. It was a rhetorical question, but we got an answer. Like Passover, physical therapy school is a journey in learning how to take responsibility for oneself, the community, and the world around us. Yet strangely enough, none of this taking of responsibility can get done without groaning. Passover tradition also commands the youngest child in the family to chant the 4 questions before Passover dinner. So, when I found out that I was going to be the youngest one at the Seder this year, I groaned. I groaned because I didn't want to chant 4 questions. I groaned because I had to assume a responsibility that, in reality, probably should have been my younger brother's. But he couldn't be here. He's actually with us tonight, so I'll let him slide. But once the groaning process passed over, I began chanting the 4 questions. In Hebrew, we say, Ma Nishtana, Halayla, Hazeh, Nikol, Hallelujah. In English, this asks the question, what makes tonight different from all other nights? What makes tonight different from all other nights? As I sat there singing with my family, it hit me that this question resonates with the very reason why we are here today. On the very first day of physical therapy school, we were told to fake it until we make it, and we all know exactly who told us that. And she still does. It's great advice, by the way. As we congregate here with our friends and family who made the voyage to Sioux City, I have some breaking news to share with you all. Class of 2019, what makes tonight different from all other nights? I'll tell you. I'll tell you in English. We no longer need to ask ourselves, how can we get accepted into physical therapy school? We no longer need to ask ourselves, how can we graduate from physical therapy school? From this day on, it will always be, how could we not have? Congratulations to the class of 2019. Thank you very much. Very sweet, I'll find myself, thank you. At this time, please join me in giving a continuously warm welcome to my classmate Briar, who is going to come up and share a few words. Thank you.
What are the chances that I will be given the job of following up another Brandon F. speech? Truth be told, wouldn't have it any other way. When we first received our white coats, I wrote a song on the piano. It was a reflection of my own thoughts and feelings and emotions I had after that point in school. This piece is called Painting Takes Practice. Now, for those of you who know me pretty well, I had one motto in PT school. We didn't come here to paint. Well, in fact, the past year, I found physical therapy to be very much so a pain. It doesn't take perfection, but rather it takes practice. And I hope that's a message my classmates will take with them as they begin their professional careers. So to my classmates, I dedicate this song to all of you. Let's take the next 3 minutes and reminisce together. Reminisce upon the friendships, the relationships, and the mentors we found along the way. Let's reminisce on the memories we shared and the experiences we discovered together. Let's reminisce upon the moments, both good and bad, because they've led to this moment right here. Lastly, let's look ahead. Let's take our next steps together. It's a bright future, and I know each and every single one of us is going to be doing very big things. So cheers to my classmates, my family of the last 3 years. Cheers to our professors and faculty. And cheers to the family and friends that loved us and supported us and helped us get here tonight. Thank you.